So, welcome to today's conversation. First of all, I'm super excited y'all are here. Um, ¿Cómo nos sentimos hoy? How are we feeling today? Drop an emoji in the comments letting me know how you are feeling today. Today, your girl is going to hook you up. She's going to look out for you. Today, we're going to have a conversation all focused on why you need self care in life and in business. And this is a powerful conversation because when you understand this and you let it steep in your subconscious, you create space for more of the things that you desire in your life. And I want you to have those things. And I want to show you the shifts that must occur for you to create space to receive that. So today I have a good one for you. Now, sometimes I like to open on my calendar, and I did that this week. I opened on my calendar with 5 spots for the people that decide to work with me. And if that's you, I want to invite you to book a self-trust level up session with me, self-trust mastery level up session with me. These sessions are 45 minutes, and I looked in my calendar before hopping on here. I have one of them left, y'all. So if you've been thinking about working with me, this is a great conversation to have. These are powerful conversations. To apply for one, you can click on the link above this video or in the comments so that we can get it popping. If we are meeting for the first time, hola, welcome to the family. It's your girl. I'm Nori Pouncil. I'm Nori Pouncil, and I am a stand for powerful leaders taking complete ownership of their power. My zone of brilliance is my ability to grow by putting my best self first, no matter where I am, no matter who's in the room, and no matter what is going on. And that's why I am a life coach. That's why I focus on mentoring leaders who desire to prioritize their self care over their self doubt. And today, we are going to have a conversation about what it means to practice self care and why that's needed in our life and in our business. I want to tell you a quick story as to how I even came to want to share this with you. If you are on my Facebook profile, if you follow that at all, you may have noticed that I shared a post-it note that I found in my office closet while I was cleaning it this weekend. And this is a post-it from, I believe, a good maybe 2.5 years ago that I wrote down. I remember I was journaling in my office, and I saw it, and I just wrote down how I was feeling about my business and my life. So I shared that via post-it a few days ago. And there were 4 things I shared on this post-it that really spoke to me when I was reading them. And the first thing I said was, I don't enjoy my business. This is how I was feeling. I wasn't enjoying my business. I wanted to attract high-paying clients. I wanted to know how to shift myself so that I can hit my financial goals every month. And I wanted to also learn how to scale my business with ease. This is how I was feeling. I was asking these questions and I was looking for answers. And the truth is, y'all, I wasn't getting them. And at the time, I felt really impacted by this because when you start to go on business for yourself, or when you decide to, be the best version of yourself, you often find yourself asking a lot of questions about how you're showing up and what's happening in your life. And that's kind of where I was when I shared that post-it. And I didn't understand the power of self-care when I shared that post-it. And it's interesting because I've been talking about self-care and self-mastery for so long. And still, self-care is something that stretches me. And I know it stretches other people that are leaders too, like other people that have their own businesses, that are entrepreneurs. Sometimes it's really difficult to take care of yourself, especially when you're a leader, because then you have other people that are calling for you, other people that quote unquote need you. And when I understood the power of this, when I understood why it was important for me to care for myself as a leader and in my life, everything turned around for me. And I want to share that with you today, because once I learned this piece of information, once I learned the thing I'm going to share with you today, everything turned around and I was able to make time for myself. I was able to lean into my self-discipline when it came to myself. I was able to allow myself to have fun and enjoy my life, not always worried about where I got to be doing next and how I need to be showing up so that I can experience the next accomplishment. And he really turned things around for me because now I am in a position where I give myself space. You hear that? That's space. I give myself space to breathe. I give myself space to move at my own pace. I give myself space to rest. Before, rest was a big issue for me because I was always working. I always felt like I had to be working in order to be productive, in order to be successful. And now, after like getting to the heart of this, I'm seeing more and more that it all starts with self-care. And because I see it and because I believe it and because I've shifted this posture on it, my life reflects that. And I want the same thing for you. So if you want to, if you want to get this, if you want to be able to see clearly why self-care is so important, if you want to shift in your mind so that you can take the time for yourself, so that you can create the space for the things you desire, so that you can prioritize you over all the things that are on that to-do list that you and I both know are not all going to get done today. Okay? If that's you, I want you to raise your hand. Now, while y'all are doing that, because I'm going to teach exactly what was the shift that I learned, what was the piece that helped me turn it on, what was the piece that helped me go from I don't have time for myself to I create time for myself every single week to the point that there is a week in the month that I take specifically for self-care. I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you the gems. Now, before I do that, I want to speak to those of you that raise your hand. And those of you that are raising your hand right now, because sometimes that's how it goes down. You need a minute. Because if you raise your hand, that's a clear sign to me that you got to book a call with me. That's a clear sign that you got to apply for that self-trust mastery level up session, because that is going to come packed with insight for you to support you in taking things to the next level. In 40 minutes, we can get a lot done. Sometimes self-care is going to stretch you, and having the right support system in place in those moments is going to change the game. And I want you to be prepared, because the more successful you become, the more challenging it's going to seem to be to care for yourself. It's going to feel a little harder to take care of yourself the more successful you are. And that's why you got to be prepared. So book a call with me, apply for a session with your girl. I believe I have one left for this week, and it's yours. You can have it. So here's the thing. Get your journals ready, because you know me, I come with the heat, baby. So here's the thing I want to share with you. Hold on. Let me drink my water. I got the maragua. I got to stay hydrated. Yeah, I had the water today. Here's the thing. Most people think self-care is about putting fewer things on the calendar. It's about saying, I'm going to do less things. And this is usually because leaders, we think the self-care is a time management problem. We think it's about how we're managing our time. So we focus on getting the calendar right. We plan everything, every detail to make sure that we have the time for self-care. All right? That's what most people think. Let me know if that's been you. Here is the truth, though. And this is the number one reason why self-care is so important. Because self-care, the reason why we need self-care in our lives and in our business is because self-care is about you. And you are at the center of everything you create. You are the foundation of everything you create. And you are energy. So Whatever you create, that's a little bit of your energy being expanded. So those of you that have businesses, anytime you have a service with your customers, you are giving a little bit of your energies going onto them because you are energy. If you create food, every time you create food, people can taste it. People say things like, "Oh my God, this tastes like love," because people can taste the energy with which you created what you created. And I know some of you that are watching here have your own restaurants. So like people can taste the deliciousness of your food based on the energy that you had when you were cooking that food. People can taste it. So because everything you create is an extension of you, you have to make sure that you are good because energy is honest and you are energy and people can read your energy. That's why you can't hide. And self-care is a way that makes sure that we are in the energy that we desire to be no matter what. Because self-care is not a problem about time management. It's about discomfort. It's about managing your discomfort every single time that you have decided to take care of yourself and other things show up. So if you are not taking care of yourself, and this is the things that I learned, y'all, this is what I learned. Once I had this aha moment that, oh my God, I create everything, I'm energy. So every time I put myself out there to the world, the energy I have is what I'm creating with. I started asking myself this question, and I want you to write this question down. What energy are you creating with? What energy are you creating with? Because most people think self-care is only about exercise and eating good, and that's really important, and that is also self-care. The self-care that I want you to look at, it's the energy. Who are you being? How are you showing up in the world? Because when you are showing up in the world with an attitude, you're going to get that back. When you are showing up in the world with resentment, you're going to get that back. When you are not caring for your well-being and you are upset because you are putting yourself on the third spot on the list so that somebody else can have the first spot and people are not doing that for you, that's what that looks like. That's resentment coming back to you. That's people not prioritizing you because you have decided that you're going to prioritize them. People aren't going to do things for you because you did it for them. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. It's about you choosing to care for yourself first. And this is important because you may have heard the saying, you treat others how to treat you. Have you heard that before? Or something like that? You also treat yourself how you treat you. So every time that you are not taking care of yourself in the name of something else, you're teaching yourself that you can't wait. You're teaching yourself that you're not the most important person in your life. You're teaching yourself that you're not good enough. You are teaching yourself that you're not worthy. You are teaching yourself that other people are more important than you. You are teaching yourself that you need to put other people before you. And you know in your heart that don't feel good. You know that it doesn't feel good to put other people above you. You know that it doesn't feel good to pretend like, you are okay when you're saying no, yes to other people and you're saying no to yourself. You know that I don't feel no good. That don't feel good. And that's what happens when we don't understand why self-care is important. We are only thinking, well, I can exercise later, or I can, read that book later, or I can, go on that vacation later. You don't see that what you're doing is teaching yourself how you treat yourself. You are teaching yourself how to treat yourself. And the teaching that you are doing is from a pattern where other people come before you. This is why We need self-care in our lives, people. Because when we have it, when we decide to prioritize it, when we decide that we're going to come before everybody else, we can create from love. We can create from joy. We can create without a fucking attitude. We can enjoy what we are doing. Have you ever been around people that do not enjoy what they're doing? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever been around people who do not love what they are doing? Do you even want to eat at a restaurant where you can tell people hate working there or cooking your food? You don't. When we create from love, people feel it. And self-care is us giving us love. It's giving ourselves our own attention. It's giving ourselves our own joy. It's giving ourselves the things that light us up. And we always think that we can come later, especially as leaders, because then you got people that perhaps work under you. So you perhaps manage a team. If you are a parent, you have kids, then you're thinking, I'm responsible for my kids. My kids have to come first, and then I have to come after that. That's a lot of how people have been raised. That's how I was raised. And now that I have a child, I am seeing that anytime I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not at my best with Sage. I don't show up like the parent I want to be when I don't take care of myself. Every time I don't show up like the person I want to be is because I haven't been taking care of myself. I haven't been eating, or I haven't been sleeping, or I haven't been working out, or I haven't been meditating. That's the power of self-care. It's not just about the activities, which feel great, by the way. It's about what's underneath. It's about what kind of person you are being. It's about what kind of patterns you are entertaining. Are those patterns you want to interrupt, or are those patterns you want to keep? Self-care is about how you are showing up to you. And when you show up to yourself with the utmost respect, the utmost love, the utmost admiration, the utmost appreciation and gratitude, your life also begins to transform and reflect that back, because like I told you earlier, energy is honest. So if you show up with a type of energy, you're going to get the energy back. So what does this look like? How do we make this, what's the next step for this? I talk about trust a lot, because in this journey, I've learned that the most powerful gift, the most powerful skill that we can cultivate to prioritize our self-care as leaders is trust. Is trusting ourselves, is trusting in our decisions. Because when we trust in our decisions, it's a lot easier to say, I am not canceling my plans just because somebody else has an emergency. I'm going to take care of myself. I already decided this before somebody texted me or before something came up. It's a lot easier to honor yourself when you trust yourself. And this is why I talk about trust a lot, because I have understood that. And over the next couple of weeks, I want to take you on a journey, and I want to discuss what goes into self-trust mastery. And during this journey, we're going to unpack self-care. We're going to unpack how we're showing up in our lives. We're going to unpack all these different elements of this beautiful process so that you can be prepared and have the tools you need anytime things get uncomfortable, because they're going to get uncomfortable sometimes, yo. People be thinking, I only want to live in a world where I'm always comfortable. That world doesn't exist. You know where that world is at? The cemetery. We are growing, living beings. We are always changing. We don't know when we're going to die. We don't know how we're going to die. We don't know when the people we love are going to die. This is an uncomfortable part of our reality as humans. The world that you think you're looking for doesn't look like that. You can access it. It does not look the way you think it does. And the easiest path to that is trusting yourself. And that's why I'm doing this series. And that's why I'm going to make you an invitation. And I'm going to make you an invitation to work with me one on one. Right now, I have an amazing offer. It's called Self Trust Mastery. And during this program, I partner with you one on one and we look at your life. We do this. We look at how you are acting versus how you think you're acting. We look at how your self care practice looks like and what small tweaks we can make so that you can align it with more parts of you, so that you can stick to those routines, so that you can start the day with you and end the day with you, so that you can have more joy in your life with calm and with enthusiasm. And to apply for self trust mastery, because there's an application process to make sure that it's the right fit for you and the right fit for me. I want to make sure that whoever I'm supporting is going to get the most out of what I offer. I'm the best in the game at prioritizing self care for powerful leaders. And that's why I know that if you are ready for that, if you desire that, you got to get on the phone with me. There is a link above this video that you can click on and apply for a self trust mastery level up session. 40 minutes, you and I by ourselves on a conversation, having a clear, honest, and uncomfortable dialogue about where you are and where you desire to go. And then me walking you through a decision on what you're going to do next. This is a powerful conversation. Every single person that I've ever talked to has talked about how much it has changed their lives. And the next life that it changes can be yours. So book a time to talk to your girl. There's one left for this week. And I am looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway for the day? You know what I mean? And let's kiki. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you soon, icons. Hasta luego.